Next one. Ha, we have radios now. So we have upgraded our neighborhood. So our assessment team has gone out, team number 1. And they say that someone is trapped on the 2nd story of their house. So, radios. And right now, just a little quick thing about the radios is we upgraded the ones that came with the cash because we wanted a little bit more range. Our neighborhood's a little bit longer because our blocks are long. So everyone here has a radio, but it's mostly just to listen to what's going on, because if they have input, then of course they can get in right away. Okay, so someone's trapped on the 2nd. Okay, so here's the radio call. Let's go, radio man. Okay, so I'm out here. Delcal, this is team 1.
Team 1 is Delcal headquarters. Go ahead.
We have a man trapped on the 2nd story of their house. He's uninjured, but he's screaming from an open window. We need to get him out. He's at 1645 Delaware.
Copy that. 1645 Delaware, man trapped, 1st story of the house.
And that's 2nd story.
Oh, 2nd story.
Roger. Okay, so the information's been relayed. And so now the commander's back here. And it says, all right, let's see, what can we do about this? So we've got the scribe who's written down all the radio transmissions, what's happened. And the commander says, well, we need a ladder, probably, right? We get this guy out. So who's got a ladder? We don't have one in the cache. And so maybe one of our people here might say, oh, I've got one in my house. So now we need to go get it. So the radio person would then call. Yeah, you wouldn't know right now, right? Because if someone in the house has said that there's a ladder available, you may actually just tell that assessment team to go get the ladder. But what did I just say? This was the assessment team, right? So you don't want them to stop too much for rescues. But so they've continued on now in the neighborhood search, and so now you have to send another group. So perhaps a runner. Somebody from the admin section here would be back here, and they would say, go get volunteers to go get the ladder from this location where the ladder is located and bring it to them so that you can get this person out. And so that's what would happen. So the ladder, maybe would be added to our list of resources here, and we would go, we need 2 volunteers to take a ladder to 1645. And then she would find out who's available, who's good, who's not doing anything right now, grab them, they go get the ladder, they help the person. So that's how that works. All right, next one, yes.
So, but you would tell the assessment team, we're going to send people out to deal with that, so the assessment team could talk to whoever's screaming out the window, somebody's going to come and get you as soon as possible.
Excellent, you caught me in forgetting to say that. So yes, so this is essentially an open issue, right? And we need to answer the assessment team with what's happening. So the radio person would say, team 1 or red team, green team, whatever convention we're using. This is Delcal. We've located the ladder. We're bringing it out there now. And so now assessment knows what's going on, and everyone else. Yes.
Does it also matter whether he's actually in danger? How you prioritize?
This is true. The question was about whether or not he's actually in danger and if there's other priorities. So if there's nothing else going on, then of course we would go ahead and send that ladder out there. If there's 18 other things and his house isn't on fire, we might wait a little while until we have better time. That's the command decision. That's right. The commander's deciding the priorities and where to use the people the best. Okay. So now we're, our green team, different team let's say, says, calls in and says, Delcal, this is green team.
Green team, this is Delcal, go ahead.
Okay, Delcal, we have a tree that's fallen across the road near 1515 Delaware.
Copy that. Tree fall on the road near 1515 Delaware.
Roger, and then conversation's over. So now it's back here in the command section and they're dealing with it. He keeps giving me a pad of paper, I don't know why. So, and there's a big box right there. Make sure you have pens in your cache. Actually, we have all these the spectacles, the close-up reading glasses. We have about 20 pairs of a variety of things, because who knows who's going to know where their glasses are, if they're still, et cetera, et cetera. At least you can find something close to your prescription so you can help out. Anyway, side note. Okay, so the commander says, okay, that's not super critical. Let's add that to the list. So we've got this running list of open items over here. And so we may end up just putting it up there. But we definitely want to put up some caution tape or something. Yes, sir?
Three across the road, would that be something to call if you're able to call to the non-emergency units or the fire department?
You're talking about contacting like the fire department or a non-emergency number?
To let them know that street.
Right, to let them know the street's blocked. Unfortunately, we have no way of doing that other than actually sending a runner to the fire department in the current scenario. All communications are down except person to person. One thing I didn't mention for all the people who don't know this that are new is that the fire department has contracted with ham radio operators so that probably about an hour or so after the incident, hopefully each fire department is manned by a ham radio operator. And so you're going to be bringing your emergencies to your assigned fire department, if it's still standing and you could get there. Otherwise, know where your alternate fire department is. Get the message on a message form, which is another form that's back here. So, yep, right here, message forms. And so you would fill that in, go to your volunteers, get a runner. Teenagers are great for this, by the way. Now, they don't necessarily have to, quote, run, but probably they will anyways, because you want to be careful, right? You don't want to trip, fall, and injure yourself. So walk quickly, bicycle, I don't know, just all kinds of transportation, but get the message there. So in the case of the first, probably several hours of the quake, the most important messages will be what's on fire and mass casualties. There's 100 people trapped inside of an apartment complex, or the dorm has fallen at University Hall, or whatever. It's huge. They need the big stuff. They need to have that reported. Now, a tree on 1515 Delaware, yeah, eventually we'll report it, and we may be able to take care of it ourselves, but that's where that importance thing is, because the ham radio operators are going to transmit every message. So, unconscious guy at 1628. Yeah, there's 300 other injured people around the city too, and 16 fires, and we have 5 or 8 fire departments, and that's all. We're trying to do our best, so everyone's going to be helping out. So bring your messages to the ham radio operator and fire department. If there's no one there yet, just shove it under the door. Eventually somebody will be there. And if not, if you don't trust that, it's like a fire. Then you take it directly to the Emergency Operations Center, which is Berkeley City Hall right now. That's where it's located. And so you will just bypass the ham radio operator calling it in to that EOC by going straight to the EOC. It's a longer trip, but you will get the message to the people where they are. Again, that will be set up about an hour after the incident. Yes, sir?
I believe the EOC will be at the police and fire.
I'm sorry. I call the police and fire department, City Hall, so many times, I should probably pay them $1 every time I do it.
Okay.
It's the MLK 2-story building at the intersection of Center Street. The public safety building.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, 2100 MLK.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not City Hall. I think of it that way, though. It's unfortunate. Okay. So what else might we be able to do with this tree? Obviously, we're looking for a chainsaw, an axe. Do we have a lot of people just sitting around doing nothing, or are we overwhelmed? We can deal with it later. Did anybody think of...
I would think the commander ought to decide if it's worth working about, because at the other corner, the whole road may be buckled, so who cares if it doesn't matter.
That's true.
So make an assessment of the relative priority.
Right.
We have a chainsaw in our group, so we could tell somebody to go clear it. But
Right.
maybe
So the comment is about priorities, and this we were just talking about what's most important. So you may leave that for a while. Maybe a pickup truck and a chain could drag it out of the way too. Again, MacGyver, think about things that are optional, options. Okay.
What is the recommendation that you have a ruptured gap?
Ooh,
I don't mean what you put around your house.
right, like the main line.
What is the fire department?
Okay, the question is about a ruptured main in the street, not the little ones that go to the houses where you can turn it off. Essentially, it's evacuate. And you're knocking on doors and you're telling everyone there's a gas leak, it's out of control, it could blow any minute. Evacuate now. Not you have 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. It's get the heck out. Okay?
Does that need to be on foot so you're not driving?
No, it depends on what you have available. If the trees are still blocking the road, no one's going to get by that. And, we've got the park on 2 sides of us, so...
From the standpoint of igniting gas.
I see. Now, remember that the question is about using cars and having the gas explode. Depends upon if you're driving through the cloud of, you want to, of course, cordon that off immediately so that people know not to go through there with anything. But in order for natural gas to ignite, the mixture of that with air and oxygen has to be perfect. There's a very narrow range. So, the chances of it happening, yes, it's possible, and that's what you're evacuating for. The thing is that the gas is pumping out of there, so the density is changing over time. And somewhere in the vicinity, it will be that perfect mixture, and it only needs a spark of some sort. So, again, you've got to assess your risk and decide what to do. It may be on foot. It may be carpooling with the people around the block because they're going to want to leave too. Or we're going to have another San Bruno. Okay. Oh, by the way, the San Bruno size lines, there's only one, and it runs along the railroad tracks by 4th Street in Berkeley. So that's just to allay your fears as to those size ones. There's only one. Okay.